Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Good to see ya. All right, so we are back. We are live. We are full of piss and vinegar, guys. What's going on? Good to be back in the house. Good to be back home. Good to be back for the first live stream. What's going on? How's everybody feeling? Bullish? Bearish? What's going on, guys? I got to catch myself up in all the latest and greatest news. Let's get into these super chats and get things started. Jared, my guy, welcome home, Rob. Definitely looking forward to your documentary on Jasmine Labs of Hara. Yes, it was an absolute fantastic time. Hara was like next level amazing, you guys. Next level. Absolutely. I cannot wait. Currently, I'm still sending a lot of the clips and a lot of the stuff over to get edited and kind of put together and stuff like that. So when it's ready, it will be released on the Patreon first, probably about a week beforehand, so that everybody over in the Patreon community and the private community gets to view it ahead of time. Plus, there will be exclusive content that is only for Patreon members as well of the documentary. So good time. Jared and Isaac, my two guys. What's up, Isaac? Good to see you, buddy. Lick a tongue in the house. Nice to see you home safe. Thank you so much, brother. I missed you, brother. I missed all of you guys. I wasn't able to live stream as much as I would have liked out there from Japan, but we're back, baby. We are back. Let's get into the chat just a little bit. William, what's going on, buddy? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the welcomes. Danny, my guy, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. Justin, we shall see what happens. Anything is possible. Just hope altcoins go up in value soon, especially Jasmine. Soon is irrelevant, Justin. Soon is irrelevant because it will be inevitably and eventually it will happen, right? We're not here to get rich quick. We're here to get wealthy for the rest of our lives. That's how it works. Mario, it's me, Mario. What's going on, brother? Good morning, Senor Rob. Glad to have you back. Let's grab this bull by the horns. Amen to that. Big Kev dropping that powder. Welcome home, Rob. With almost everything in the market down since November 4th, you see Pico is up 8% from that time period. Yes, exactly. Perspective is everything. 100%. I love the zoomed out view, Kevin. You're absolutely right, my brother. You're absolutely right. What else do we have? Amazing coins. Nice to see you back, brother. Glad you had a good time. Can't wait to watch a documentary. Yeah, it's going to be good, guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the support. John, blessings, my friend. John thinks it's a bear market. Fair enough, my brother. Fair enough. Where have you been lately? I know you're in Japan, but I say no streams. Yeah, actually, I live streamed from Japan 3 times, so you must have missed them or something. WF Capital, what's happening, man? Good to see you. H Barbarina in the house. What's happening? Scone, what's happening? Yo, yo, yo. Hoping we break to the upside. We're gonna find out in short order. Quentin, my guy, what's up, buddy? On the hunt, baby, on the hunt. Let's bull-tart. Let's get bull-tarted in here. Welcome back. Awesome. How was Hara and Jasmine Labs? It was absolutely fantastic. Guys, I got to tell you, as you will see in the documentary, Jasmine Labs is absolutely beautiful. It is a beautiful building. Absolutely amazing. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. What do we got here right now, guys? Let's check out the analytics. We have 157 people watching. We have 36 likes. Guys, if you're watching this right now and you haven't clicked the like button, you might as well just walk up and kick me in the sack. Why would you want to kick me in the sack? It's kind of weird, right? Hit the like button. Kat, what's going on? Good to see you. Missed you. I missed you too. Hope you're keeping well. I am. You know what? I'm full of piss and vinegar. I'm in a good mood. You know what? I needed to kind of unplug a little bit, guys. And I feel rejuvenated. I feel recharged. I feel more bullish than I have ever felt before. Jack, what's up, brother? Happy to have you back. Mama, don't raise a sissy boy. Sissy baby bull. Let's go. Kids, my dude. What's your thoughts on Stronghold? Seems like it's a really good project. May sell 5 mil ZBEC. Honestly, I am incredibly bullish on Stronghold. Yes, very, very bullish on Stronghold. I do not have a position yet, but it is one of the projects that I am chomping at the bit to get a position in. So yes, I give two thumbs up on Stronghold. Absolutely. Don't be a sissy bear. Do it. Welcome back, Rob. Good to see you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Blessings, John. John says smash the like button. Dave, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. From cheated to shaved. Where's the Santa beard? Yes, you know what? It was time to shave the bear market beard and get into the bear face bull mode, right? That's what we needed, guys. That's what we needed. We had to shake it off, right? Good to have you back, big dog. We missed you. Thank you so much, Dale. I appreciate that. Aaron says, bet you enjoyed a bit of a break from daily live streams and people pissiness. Welcome back. Yes, I'll tell you, I do feel recharged, and I have stayed away. I stay away now from the comment section. I stay away from the chats because I want to stay away from the negativity. So absolutely, Aaron, you're absolutely right. I feel fantastic. Sam, good to see you, man. Good to see you. What happened to the beard? Like I said, guys, bear market beard gone. Bareface bull is in the house. Bareface bull is in the house. Let's get it. Black Friday, everyone. Yes, get out there. Get your deals, baby. Get your deals. Check out the deal on the Decent wallet and 50% off for Patreon, for new Patreon members. If you sign up today, guys, Black Friday in the house. The link is in the chat. Take advantage of the opportunity. There's going to be a crap load of content over on the Patreon today, guys. Kev says, did I take a nap and miss Christmas? Isaac, the beard would have taken a lifetime to grow. Your beard would have taken me a lifetime to grow, and you just shave it right off. You should have seen my son's face. Your favorite restaurant or food? I really enjoyed the ramen restaurants out there. Absolutely. There she is, the one and only Gamma Goddess in the house. Happy Friday, fam. Let's get this money. Luke says liquidity 12 to 25, quantitative easing next week, risk on Fed. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Quantitative tightening ends next week, but that's different than the beginning of quantitative easing, right? So you have to get that. Strawberry Dragon, Hara shaved you. You look great. Yeah, Hara gave me so much bullishness, it blew the beard right off my face, right? Random, what's up, man? You think we're still in a bull market now? I do. Well, I mean, I'm going to look at the Bitcoin chart here in a few, once I get through the chat, and we'll have a talk about it. Spirex, yes, I am bullish on Spirex as well. Good project. Hey, bro, I'm your new subscriber. What's your overall analysis for Bitcoin? I'm going to get into the Bitcoin charts in a moment. I'm almost caught up in the chat, and then we'll go into the Bitcoin chart. Life's tough enough. Everybody needs nobody needs negativity. Love this community. Absolutely. What's up, brother? Leo's in the house. Welcome back. Thank you so much, my guy. JD Beats in the house. Ari, I missed you too, Ari. I missed you too. Dave with a Y. What's happening, my dude? I'm a new subscriber. Yeah, we're going to get into the Bitcoin chart in a moment. Evening from the UK. Danny from the UK in the Heezy. All right, guys, what do we have? Pico in the house from X. Brighten your day. Watch my next video this Sunday. Let's go. Part 3. Absolutely. Do better with your meme, please. William, if you don't have the patience to wait things out and let a process happen, that's a you problem, my friend, not a me problem. Ditto, good to have you back, brother. Hope the trip went well. Excited to see the content. Yes, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's have a look over at the Bitcoin chart. What do we have? So what I see kind of playing out here, I did a video this morning talking about it a little bit. I could see us kind of coming back down, rejecting off this area where we originally had the CME gap that we filled. I think we'll probably reject. We'll probably come back down and double bottom around 84.6, 84.5. And I think that's what's going to propel us up to fill the CME gap right here around 96K. And then possibly work our way up to fill the CME gap between 104 and 110. But first, we got to go down before we go up. We got to fill that CME gap, but then we run that risk, guys, as we jump over to trading view, right? What's going to happen then is we run the risk of that head and shoulders pattern playing out that we've been tracking here, right? So this could be low enough, really. This range could be low enough to hit that bottom, that double bottom, followed by that next leg up, right? Put in that right shoulder before we dump. The key here, guys, on the head and shoulders pattern is we need to get above and start closing weekly candles above, I mean, at least above 104, but I would say really to invalidate the head and shoulders pattern, you're going to want to get above and start closing above about, right about 110,000, right around, yeah, we'll see. Let's call it 115.5. To invalidate a head and shoulders pattern, you're going to want to get above about $115,000, right? If you can't do that, because you could go all the way up there, you could come all the way up to 115, reject, and that's still putting in the right shoulder, right? You're going to have to invalidate that by breaking above, putting in a high, so high that it invalidates, potentially, preferably above the head, or at least matching the head structure, right? Then if you could do that, then what you would actually be doing, right, is putting in another higher low, which is kind of what you're doing right now, right? I mean, you got that low, and then you've put in this low, which is higher than this low. So if you can keep doing that, right, on the weekly time frame, you're putting in your higher highs, you're putting in your higher lows, which is super fantastic, right? That's what you want to see, right? That's what you want to see as we zoom out. Right? You are in an upward channel, which, here's the thing, guys, these do inevitably break to the downside. These are bearish structures, and this will eventually break to the downside. But you can come all the way back up to the top trend line by the time, if you worked your way up on the weekly time frame, again, you're looking at somewhere around $135,000 to hit the top trend line again, if you can make another leg up, right? And you could invalidate the head and shoulders pattern. But for now, you got to watch the head and shoulders pattern. You got to zoom in a little bit on the weekly time frame, and you got to watch this head and shoulders pattern, see how it plays out. So one day at one, well, this is the weekly time frame, so we'll say 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, right? What else do we have? Did you sell seed phrase? What? Did you sell seed phrase and earn $350? Oh, is that a scam? Yeah, it's a scam. New all-time high on the way, slowly but surely. Let's go, Ben. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. My wife asked me the other day if my buddy was back from Japan yet. You haven't watched him for a bit. Nice. Tell her I'm back. Tell her I am back. Banana, it's peanut butter jelly time. Let's get it. Absolutely, it's banana time in the house. What's going on, Meredith? My guy, my dude. Swiftcoin's pumping nicely today. All right, so that's the structure on Bitcoin. Things are looking good. We are looking at potentially a move down on the daily time frame back to that 84K range before working our way up. Double bottom, move to the upside. We'll track it from there, guys, but that's what we're watching. Let's get into some of the news around the crypto space, see what's happening. All right. Ripple and Solana lead the weekly crypto gains amid the ETF inflows. XRP leads the weekly cryptocurrency gainers with a 17.5% rise, driven by institutional ETF inflows exceeding 300 million, highlighting strong market interests. In comparison, Ethereum saw a 13.7% increase, with Solana also posted gains due to rising liquidity. Ripple, Solana, and Ethereum, I think they mean XRP, Solana, and Ethereum, demonstrated noticeable price gains last week. XRP and Solana led with strong institutional inflows on the ETFs, coinciding with positive price movements starting November. Increased institutional interest in XRP and Solana ETFs signified a strategic shift impacting altcoin market dynamics significantly. Tell me that the person that wrote this article does not understand XRP because they don't even understand the difference between Ripple and XRP. Funny little side note. XRP and Solana displayed notable weekly gains attributed to highlighted ETF inflows, boosting market confidence. Ethereum, although trailing, experienced a positive resurgence, affirming its resilience in the face of outflows. Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum, said the broader market outflows highlight the shifting institutional interest towards altcoin ETFs. We're seeing capital flow out of Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs and into Solana and XRP ETFs. Will we see similar effects on all of the other blue chip spot ETFs moving forward? Be interesting. Ripple Labs, XRP, Solana, and Ethereum's positive price action signals potential shifts in investor sentiment. Major institutional entities moved substantial capital towards altcoins, highlighting an evolving preference. Strong ETF inflows into Solana and XRP totaling $776 million suggests emerging institutional interest. Meanwhile, Bitcoin ETFs saw outflows, indicating a possible realignment in crypto investments favoring altcoins. So it's not new capital flowing into the space, it's capital rotating from Bitcoin into the likes of XRP and Solana ETFs, which must really be driving Bitcoin maxis crazy right now. Historically, such ETF-driven inflows have often prepared altcoins to experience significant growth. If this trend persists, future escalation in price and market reshaping could follow for XRP and Solana. Let's frickin' go. Hey, Rob, let's just say we do head we do the head and shoulders pattern and we go into a bear market. How long do you think? I think it would be very, very short-lived, maybe even just 6 months, to be honest with you. Richie Rich, my guy, thank you so much, brother. Kids, funny thing is, Raoul Paul predicted this drawdown 6 months ago. Nice. He's a smart dude. He's a smart dude. What's up, man? Baby Kong in the house. Solana is going to be the one, in my opinion. Yes, Solana is going to be a winner for sure. Welcome back, Big Rob. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate you, brother. I will probably be no crypto in a couple of months. What? Number 3 crypto? Oh, Solana will probably be the number 3 crypto in a couple of months. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all, to be honest with you. All right, let's keep it rolling along, guys. Let's keep it rolling along. We got a lot to get through today. Holy smoly. Bitcoin's 84K to 112K range. Which way will Bitcoin break next? Bitcoin is trading within a defined range as market participants monitor 2 key levels. The current price is $91,000, showing small gains over the past 24 hours and an almost 10% rise over the past week, according to CoinGecko. Despite the recent upward trend, Bitcoin remains capped below resistance, with strong support sitting lower in the charts. On-chain data reviewed by Ali Martinez suggests that Bitcoin is caught between two high-activity zones around 84,570 and roughly 610,635 Bitcoin were last moved. This level reflects a large volume of past transactions, indicating strong buying interest that may help. So that is kind of a line in the sand that the bulls have drawn. At the higher end of 112,340 is considered the next major level at which supply may return to the market. Approximately 576,252 Bitcoin were last traded near that price. A smaller cluster near 104,000 with over 402,000 Bitcoin moved may offer additional resistance before any approach to 112. Bitcoin has been testing the area just below 91.8. Yes, this zone has held firm as the short-term cap, preventing further downside. Analyst Michael Vandepop said BTC needs to break this crucial level. Momentum has returned after a recent bounce from 82,000. However, without a clean break above the current ceiling, the price direction remains uncertain. Key levels to monitor if the trend continues include 107,260 and 111,918. Moreover, Leonard Snyder observed that Bitcoin is compressing near $93,000 resistance. He explained that if this level breaks, the price could head to 95,480. If it rejects, a move back towards 90,000 or even 87.8 may occur. Snyder also noted that 87,800 could act as another support for long entries if the price finds stability here. The comparison near $93,000 indicates that a near directional move could be coming soon. Additionally, Martinez also referred to the CVDD metric as a guide for identifying market bottoms. The model tracks when older units are moved, giving insight into potential cycle lows. Past data shows it has been close to actual bottoms during earlier downtrends. So could we be seeing a local bottom? My guess is probably, guys. Probably. With all the bearishness in the market, we are due for a significant move up. Kev says, tell these knuckleheads to stop with the Pico and LFG FUD. Yeah, you know what? Some people are not intelligent enough to realize that when you FUD or spread negative comments on a project that you're currently invested in, you're trying to bring down the value of your own project, because when other people read your stupid comments, it makes them say, why would I want to buy that when this person holding it's not happy, thereby hurting your own investment? Use your head, not your emotions, right? Look at this moron. Is your entire Patreon in the red or just 95%? Yeah, you see, here's the thing. There's some people who don't realize that the entire market is down. So according to Lisa here, who's extremely uneducated in crypto, she thinks that only the projects that they're buying in the Patreon are down, and this dipshit, and the rest of the market's green. The rest of the market's flourishing. Just the Patreon picks are down, according to Lisa. Yeah, it takes all kinds of dipshits, you know. It takes all kinds of dipshits for sure. So let's just go ahead and ban, right? Yeah, we'll just ban. Because we're not dealing with those kind of people anymore. Boom. She gone. If you can't figure out crypto, if you can't figure out this stuff, you know, But Gary says, welcome back. Absolutely. No, we're not, Lisa. We got into Zbeck earlier. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hi, Nicole. Exactly. Everyone is down a bit. Did you sell your beard in Asia and they used it to go? Yeah, save a rhino. Yeah, exactly. But some people are not intelligent enough emotionally to realize that, right? Um, it's one of the most asinine comments that you can read. Oh, your picks are down when the entire market is down. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen, right? Let's keep it rolling though, guys. Kathy Wood still thinks Bitcoin will reach 1.5 million. Here are her latest comments. ARK Invest CEO Kathy Wood announced that her institution maintains its long-term forecast despite recent fluctuations in the Bitcoin price and capital outflows from the ETFs. In a recent interview, Wood said that it says his projection, but Kathy Wood is a her. I mean, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe she identifies as a his. I don't know. That Bitcoin will reach 1.5 million by 2030. It still stands, baby. Wood argues that Bitcoin has more than halfway she said Bitcoin has more than halfway through. The wording on this article is weird. The current 4-year market cycle, and that the on-chain data suggests the structure is still in an uptrend. However, she noted, it's calling her a he again. She noted that the current macro environment is a period of general risk aversion, and that the increase in price volatility is therefore natural. Wood stated that recent regulatory liberalization in the U.S. will be a turning point for institutional investors, noting that asset managers must now develop a perspective on Bitcoin. According to Wood, adding Bitcoin to portfolios will significantly increase risk-adjusted returns and accelerate institutional adoption. So ARK Invest not giving up their prediction of $1.5 million Bitcoin by 2030. That is why I never sell my Bitcoin. Blame it on Rob. It's easier for some people. Exactly. Wait, why do the work? Why do that when you can just be lazy and blame somebody else? People always want someone to blame but themselves. Yes, absolutely. Even when I'm down, I'm up. And when I'm up, I'm down. I make my own directions. Yes, keyboard warriors are a different breed. Exactly. Let's keep rolling, guys. Let's go over to Squawk Box and see what's happening. We have not gotten into Squawk Box in like a week. Chris, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, interest rates should be above the rate of inflation, says Peter Bokvar. Let's listen in.
Joining us right now to talk about this and maybe who's going to get the top job, Peter Bokvar, Chief Investment Officer at One Point BFG Wealth Partners and a CNBC contributor. Peter, good morning to you. What do you think of the idea that too many of the folks who are governors of the Fed or the presidents of different Federal Reserve boards are celebrities? They shouldn't be talking. We should move back into the Alan Greenspan era.
Well, on one hand, I am full agreement with Scott in the sense of the Fed has become this very activist institution over the past 25, 30 years. But on the other hand, if they are going to be in the business of price fixing the cost of money, you do want to hear what they're thinking ahead of each of these meetings. It's a very delicate balance that central bankers have to deal with inflation and the jobs market on either side, sometimes conflicting when it comes to dictating policy.
So when you think about what Secretary Bessent said in terms of what he wants from the Fed going forward, and you think about the potential nominees that we could hear about to run the Fed, a lot of talk about Kevin Hassett. Does Kevin Hassett fit that mold to you?
There's an inherent contradiction here. I agree again with Bessent that we want a Fed that's in the background. But on the other hand, Stephen Myron, who was the appointee of the president, he wanted to cut interest rates by 150 basis points over 3 meetings. That's a highly activist Fed. So there's not clear messaging here. I think the bottom line with central banking is the interest rates should be above the rate of inflation. We should read the room right now. The room is filled with a lot of people that have suffered through 5 years of very sharp rise in inflation and their cost of living. Small, medium-sized businesses that have dealt with very intense cost pressures. So I understand that the labor market is weakening. We want to cut rates to alleviate that. But I think that the inflation is the disease. A softer labor market is more the symptom of that.
So you say don't touch a thing. Would you raise interest rates?
I grant maybe the Fed can cut one more time. But if inflation's going to still remain around 2.75% to 3%, the Fed funds rate should be above that. And if they're going to cut 25 basis points in December, you're talking about a real rate that is only 50 to 60 basis points. I don't think it should be going any more lower than that unless the inflation rate takes a leg lower. If it does, maybe it gives room to the Fed. But I don't think the Fed, they don't have a crystal ball that's any greater than the rest of us. So take this meeting by meeting and still keep the Fed funds rate above the rate of inflation. Because if they do not, well, then the long end is going to speak up and long rates are going to go higher. The dollar is going to weaken, and then we're going to have an inflation problem all over again.
Hey, Peter, the word yesterday is that it looks like Kevin Hassett is most likely going to, or he's in the lead at least right now, for the president's choice to replace Jay Powell as Fed chairman. If that happens, and if what Treasury Secretary Bessent was telling us yesterday, if they are able to go after the structure of the Fed somehow, I mean, he brought up ideas of things like Fed presidents didn't always make sense because they were coming from New York. They were New York bankers put in other places, which I don't know how much of that is actually true and how much they go after this. Is there a point where the market would say, wait a second, we want an independent Fed and this is too much?
Well, I think that will be reflected in the long end of the yield curve and the dollar. If they don't like the path that the Fed has gone down, I think it'll be reflected in higher rates and a lower dollar. I think Kevin Hassett and I think the other 4 candidates are highly qualified for this job. I just think that they need to be careful with just coming in and slashing interest rates and thinking that's going to be the cure to our ills. I mean, easy money has led to 30 years of booms and busts and doesn't necessarily lead to faster economic growth. We've seen it here. We had 7 years of zero interest rates, but we had a pretty lame recovery after the great financial crisis. Japan, Europe, they've all experimented with easy money, and it doesn't necessarily lead to faster growth. Right now, the biggest issue, I believe, for both consumers and consumers and businesses is sticky inflation. And rate of change is slowing, but the absolute level still remains very high over the past 5 years. And that's what we should be dealing with, because if we can deal with that, well, then a healthier economy and stronger job growth can come from that.
I want to go back, though, to the parlor game. Who should run the Fed? Given everything you know, who should run the Fed?
If I had to choose, I would say Waller or Bowman. They're on the Fed. I think they're seasoned professionals in that job.
Yes, you don't get to
I'd
choose.
be happy with each. But like I said, all 5 are highly qualified candidates, and I'd be fine with each of them as long as they stick to an independent mind of theirs.
Basically, as long as they don't care about what the president needs. I've always found it interesting and funny how people who don't have the responsibility of the Fed can take one metric that the Fed has to consider when talking about rates, and say that based on that one metric, in this example, inflation, and that should be the deciding factor. There's a lot of factors that have to come into consideration when they're deciding whether to cut rates or not, and it's not just inflation, right? If you got a decent biometric wallet, do you think you could help me set it up and send my crypto? Well, I don't know what you mean by can I help you set it up. I can definitely send you a tutorial video on how to do all of that. There's quite a few of them out there. It's pretty simple, my friend. It's pretty simple. I think once you do it once, you're going to be like, oh, this is easy, right? Kizza says, take a week off more regularly. Your energy is different, is a different gear, my friend. Either macro will see us up on the path to Valhalla, or it won't. Risk to reward is too great. Yes, absolutely. I agree, Kizza. I need to step back a little bit more often so I can stay recharged. Another factor, like I said, I will be staying out of the chats and I will be staying out of the comment sections because they drain me, right? So I'm just going to stay out of them. And you guys need me to be kind of focused on the positivity and the facts, right? Paul, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, man. So what do we have here? Gold and silver breakout, but Bitcoin is set to outperform them both. All right, the precious metals are breaking out beyond all-time highs. That in the case of silver had stood for several decades. Now the dam is broken, and the usual banks are seemingly unable to keep the lid on. Who knows how far the prices can go? Is that a shot at JP Morgan for suppressing the prices or the valuations of gold and silver? Ooh, shots fired. All that said, Bitcoin is likely to outperform them both. Stand by for the most amazingly bullish rally in 2026. $5,000, the next target for gold. Since breaking out beyond $2,000 back in February of 2024, the gold price has risen as much as 112%, having consolidated above $4,000. The gold price looks as though it is ready to go a lot higher. 5,000 is the next target, and given the amount of money about to enter the system due to government printing, it might not take that long to get there. Let's freaking go, baby. Jack says people need to understand that it's their personal choice investing in anything. I feel like they believe that you forced them. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, Jack. People will often ask me when I think, in my opinion, the price of, they say, I know you don't have a crystal ball. I know you can't see the future, but what's your prediction for the next 6 months? Like, where's the price of this going to be? And then I give them my opinion, and then that time comes and it's not where I thought it would be. And they say, this is all your fault, brother. I can't believe, Andy, I get tired of the banking industry always deciding it's time to take the medicine and fix the dollar. Yes, you're absolutely right. As soon as they get their party back into power, they have no problem blowing everything up. Yes, you're absolutely right. Now I see when you said over and over, this is a market is going to destroy you, the weak hands. Yes, not everybody makes it. Exactly. That's exactly it, brother. You nailed it. Passenger, what's up, man? Do you say that Hara had... Did I say that? Yeah, he just looked at me blankly. Like, I didn't. I can't even lie. I can't even lie, brother. Have I heard about Sentinel OX, a.k.a. Cent, in pre-sale? Looking juicy. No, I have not heard of that. I have not heard of that, my friend. Por favor. What else do we have? Tell me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and then I'm going to need time. So, yes, exactly. Whales have flipped long on Bitcoin. Here are the two most important levels. The clearest sign of changing conviction comes from the large wallets that had been confidently shorting Bitcoin during the downturn. The address known as 0x0DDF, whatever, terminated its short exposure despite doing so at a loss. So they had a short in this whale wallet, and they closed out the position at a loss, closing a 1,000 Bitcoin position rather than attempting to defend it. Immediately afterwards, the wallet reopened exposure, but this time on the opposite side. So basically, a whale took a loss on a short position to open a long position on Bitcoin, opening a 3x leverage long with the same national size. The new position carries the liquidation threshold of $59,112, revealing the price area the trader no longer expects Bitcoin to revisit. So, very, very interesting how whales are putting in longs now instead of shorts. Are we about to see that CME gap around 110,000 fill? Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. Let's get back over to Squawk Box. What do we have? Alts have bled like crazy, though, right? How do we expect alts to run with Bitcoin after so much downturn? I'm confused, to be honest. You're confused, Focus, because you've never seen it before, and that's perfectly understandable. When you see it once, you'll never doubt it again, brother. Zebek live stream pump. Let's go. Are we pumping? Are we pumping? Yeah, 1.7%. Let's get it. Looks like bears are getting nervous. Carlos, what's up, my guy? Glad to have you back. My morning routine felt off without your morning overs. Yeah, it was actually hilarious, guys. I woke up this morning. This jet lag's really messing with me, right? Because I woke up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I made a video, and I set it up to release this morning. And then I got tired again after about a half hour, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to sleep for like 2 hours. I figure it was 5:30. I'll get up at about 7:30, make my morning market overview video for the Patreon, and we'll get going, right? So I closed my eyes. I figured 2 hours of sleep, I should be good. I closed my eyes. I opened it back up. It was like 11:30, man. It's like, whoa, that escalated quickly. Just wiped me out for some reason. You think after talking with Hara, there is a high chance Jasmine will hit? Yes, I do. When you watch my conversation with Hara, we talked for about an hour and 20 minutes, right? And Hara had a lot of very, very bullish stuff to say, guys. Some of it, you're not going to believe some of the stuff that Hara said. And I'm so grateful that he took the time to spend with me. We actually had a little bit of a conversation off camera afterwards as well. And we will be meeting up and reconnecting next year at ETH Denver. So you guys can stay tuned for that as well. And he also offered to do another AMA with me in a couple of months down the road on the channel. So he's offered to come back on the channel. And we're also going to meet up over in ETH Denver as well. So very, very bullish on Hara for sure, and Jasmine and Jankshin for that matter. So yes. Time frames on price predictions on coins is negligible. Hold. Yes, Kiza, 100%. You can always tell the people that are here to make life-changing wealth and the people that are here to try to get rich quick. The people who are here to try to get rich quick, they want a timeline. They want to know how fast they're going to get rich. They want to know how fast the project is going to reach whatever price. People who are here for wealth are people make comments like Kiza just said, right? Hold what you believe in. That is people who are going to make true generational life-changing wealth. Because guys, listen, there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. A big difference. Rich people are broke again in about a year. Wealthy people never have to work again, neither do their children. There's a difference. Which one are you trying to be? Crypto J505, we got Gengar in the house, my guy. So Jasmine to $1 this bull. Yes. Blah, I never expected this from you, boss. You lied about not having a crystal ball. By the time the bull run, I mean mid-2026. Let's go. Jasmine, $17. Boom, shakalaka. Okay, what do we got? Fed is in a tough bind right now after the latest comments, says former Vice Chairman Roger Ferguson. Dun, dun, dun.
Bring in here somebody who made us about this, former Fed Vice Chair Roger Ferguson. He is the former president and CEO of TIAA and now Vice Chair of the Business Council and a CNBC contributor. Lots of titles, Roger, because there's lots of wisdom there. That's why.
You're absolutely right, Steve.
I want to get to the about face the market did with what happened last week. I was reporting one hawkish Fed president after another. The market was going down in terms of the probabilities.
We need
and then
8 more
John
likes,
Williams
guys.
said
Hit the like
two
button.
words. near term and everything turned around. Was this the right call by the market, you think? Do you think John is out there? I call it the intellectual pulling guard for the chair.
Look, that's certainly the way the market perceived it. To be fair, I share some of your concern that one speech suddenly changes the outlook and the view that the markets have. No doubt that John personally is very close to Chair Powell. More importantly, the role of vice chairman of the FOMC, which sits with the New York Fed, comes into play here. But I think the market is reflecting what it heard, and we'll see if that's the right call. I actually think it puts the Fed in sort of a tough bind now, because there are many folks who I think are not ready to make the move. But on the other hand, now the Fed risks, if you want to use that phrase, disappointing the market. So, I think it's become a bit more of a conundrum than one would have liked.
Right. So they took away the flexibility. But Roger, I was sort of on board with some of these folks who were saying, hey, 4.5 years going on 5 years of being above target. The economy doesn't look that bad. It's time to start to address the inflation issue. But then they seem to be backing off of this. Where would you stand in this question?
I'm very much with you. Inflation has been running not just somewhat above target, but call it 2.9, maybe 3%. It doesn't round down to 2. A lot of the factors that have been driving that you've been talking about, some of them may ease. Housing may ease over time, but that's a serious structural problem. I think the argument for the labor market being dramatically weak so as to needing monetary policy assistance, to me, is not that strong. So I'm very much with you and with those who would be much more cautious about this December move.
There's a hear no evil, see no evil aspect to this, Roger, in the sense that we have a lot of private sector data on the job market, and we can sort of see that data getting weaker. We don't have good data when it comes to inflation in terms of what's happening out there. And so I think the feeling was, I'm watching this jobs data get weaker. And as far as I know, the inflation data is okay. Do you think that they're siding on the right risk here?
I do not. I hate to be so overly critical of friends and former colleagues, but my view is the risk here on the inflation side, and most importantly, on maintaining short-term credibility around inflation, should not be ignored. I think there's a whisper in the market that maybe the actual inflation target is somewhere around 2.5, maybe 3. I don't think that's what they want in the marketplace. So if I were a voting member, which I am not and have not been for a period of time, I would be in the hold camp for now. And if I can say one more thing, President Goolsbee from Chicago some time ago said something I found very insightful, as he often does, which is, in the absence of knowing what the inflation data are, it's a lot harder to get that genie back in the bottle. And so maybe you err on caution because you don't have information giving confirmation about inflation coming down.
All right. Well, Roger, real quick, would you delay the meeting for the data?
No, I would not. Becky,
I think you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You may think I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
No, I know you think I'm wrong. That's fine.
Answer the question. Sorry.
Look, I've been thinking about this a bit since you posed the question a little while ago. My initial answer, I think, is still true, which is you don't want to be in a place where you seem to be whipsawed by, let's wait for the next piece of data. If you start doing that, then you're going to open up a whole new question, which is, should we keep to the original meeting schedule? And, you can have a debate almost every meeting that some new piece of information is going to come in.
Boo that man. Boo that man. The chance of a rate cut increased to 90.7%, guys. So very, very bullish there if you're vying for a rate cut. We got a $91,000 Bitcoin. Kids, I love it. If you're feeling down about the market, do more exercise. It works. Yes, exactly. I'm actually heading to the gym this afternoon. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy portfolio. Focus says, I believed in Miria. You still can, my friend. I still hold my Miria. No, exactly. Happy Friday, Jeff. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. What do we have, guys? 277 people watching. Boom, we hit 100 likes. Excellent. Super fantastic. Good job, guys. We got it. All right, guys. I will be live on the Patreon at 6 p.m. today. Or wait, no, what day is it today? No, it's not. It's not live. It's Friday. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. That's Monday. That's Monday. It's open mic Friday night tonight over on the Patreon. Be there or be square. I do have a trading video popping up there today as well in our trading group. 4 to 5 new trades we're going to be opening up over there, guys. You're going to want every little bit of it. 50% off for the holidays, Black Friday. Let's get it. Sign up today. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. It's everywhere you want to be. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for supporting me. And thank you for welcoming me back into the fold. I appreciate you guys. Much love, and I'll see you tonight. We will be live on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central, so make sure you're here for that. All right, guys. I'll see you later tonight. God bless.